Okay, so it comes in a box like this. When you open it up, it's well packed. It is a compact box, but it has the padding around the edge, and this is coiled up. Let's go ahead and take this bag out. This has the hardware, and it also has the Allen wrenches that comes with it. So that's awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and take this out. You see that it's all wrapped up nice. Alright, there it is. The Auxbeam Philips LED light, 4-inch light, 20 watts. And this one uses, instead of using the reflector system, it uses the projector system, projectors. Like you see in cars, new cars, a lot of them have projector headlights instead of reflector headlights now. And the reason for that is, and the reason why they use the projector system in this, is because it allows tighter control and focus over the light. So the little LED in the back, the Philips LED. Now Philips is the largest lighting manufacturer, and so that little LED is going to give off pure white light. They're just going to blast it out of there, and those lenses there is going to take that light, and just like you would take a magnifying glass and focus it to, you can like burn stuff with it if you wanted to. But this is actually going to focus it in a 30-degree pattern. And 30 degrees is a pretty tight pattern for light, because a lot of times light just kind of scatters around everywhere. You notice when you put your high beams on your car, it will just kind of scatter the light all the way around. But some of the projector low beams that has this system has a really tight pattern, so all the light can go in the areas that you want it to go. So focusing the light with these lenses here is a really good way to not have any extra light that's kind of bouncing around off to the sides and stuff. It really puts the light right where you want it. And since this is a spot light, it puts the light in the direction that you aim. It's just not going to scatter it out. So this has a really solid feeling aluminum housing, and you can see it has those fins there on the back as like a big heat sink. And the wiring, the wire that goes in there is sealed up to where that's completely watertight. It's shockproof, waterproof, dustproof. I mean, all these proofs. And so basically, really high-end light. It's not some cheap junk like I've showed you in another video. This is a really super high-end light. Make sure it says Auxbeam on it when you get one. But yeah, this is really cool. Really impressed with this model. Okay, so let's figure out how to put it together. Okay, so here's all the hardware that was in that bag. So you've got the light, you got the bracket, you have a large bolt with the nut and washer, a locking washer, 2 Allen wrenches, and then you've got the side bolts there. These are the ones that have the Allen, these are the Allen screws here. So these are all stainless steel and made to last. Now the small Allen wrench, the only thing this is for is to make sure that your Allen screws on the front are tight. I guess that's the only reason why they would put that in there, is you don't really want to disassemble it. I mean, I guess you could if you wanted to, but you do have the Allen wrench for that. But as far as putting this together, this bracket fits up into this, right up in here, and you have to match up the holes there. So you can see it kind of fits up in there in that first area. Now, there's a little place in there for these little nuts to go into. It's right in here. See that open area right in here? That's where the nut lays in there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in place, and then I'll show you how it operates. Okay, so I've got it in there. Just had to drop the nut in the little space there, put this screw in the side, and just kind of push it against that nut and get it started. You know, it took a little bit of, you know, two hands, you know, putting your finger in there, holding the nut in place while you get it started. But that's basically what I was getting at. Let me go ahead and see if I can make this look a little bit better here. You can see in there, you see the nut, and then you see where it started. So now you just take the Allen wrench and you can kind of tighten it down. But you don't want to go ahead and tighten it down now. You just want to get it, you know, a little bit tighter so it's not so loose, because you want to be able to, you know, move it around for the other side. So let me go ahead and get the other side together. Okay, so now I have both of them in there, both the nuts started, and you can see the screws are pretty much flush on each side, and the actual mount is inside the back to where it only just pops out the bottom. And it does articulate a pretty good amount. You can go up and down with it like so. You can go, you know, in the light, say down or up once you got it mounted. And you definitely want to keep your Allen wrench handy when you mount it, so that way you can, you know, aim your light right where you want it. Now, as far as putting this larger bolt in here, you can do that. You can also do that before you put it together, but you know, it fits right in here, no problem, in the back. And then once you mount it, of course, you want to use your locking washer. And it's a pretty good size bolt, to where it can fit through, you know, a pretty thick piece of metal, or, you know, double piece of metal, something like that. And it does have a little bit of leeway on both sides to where you can position it right where you want it. You know, a lot of articulation. And of course, once you get it right where you want it, you just tighten everything down and it's there forever. Okay, so I wanted to just show you something about this, the wiring. In the previous videos of the Auxbeams, I pointed out that it has, you know, higher quality wiring and insulation, and this one's no exception. You see, you actually have the ratings here on the wire, and also you have actually the copper wiring, because the copper wiring, I mean, that's a big deal to me when I'm using like cheap thin aluminum wiring and stuff like that. It's just, I don't know, I guess it would probably work, but it's just there's just a huge quality hit there. So this is a extremely high quality light, and this one is a little bit heavier than the previous models, which this is a heavier duty light. It's going to be able to take more abuse. I couldn't imagine what it would take to, I mean, you like literally run it over with a car or something, and it would be hard to imagine that it actually would get messed up.